Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is Cold Warning. It was written by Scott D. Anielowski, and it was updated to the 7th edition by Oscar Rios and Tim McGonigal. It's available from Golden Goblin Press. Zane Fleming is our game master, and this is episode 4. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Zane? You are muted.
As we left off in the last game, there'd been 2 deaths. Tony had killed over and died at the table, and Rose had jumped off the balcony. But Jasmine looked up to see Rose standing on the balcony before entering one of the bedrooms. So Jasmine, I'm going to get you to do a sanity check for me, please. And where was everyone else in relation to the room and things at that point?
I had rushed to Rose when there was the thud to see if she needed, see how she was.
Okay, cool.
I think I was. I was examining the body, and then I too had gone to check on Rose.
Okay, that's right. I think you were dealing with the first body. Jasmine, how'd you do?
Failure. 87.
Okay. Give me. You're pretty shaken by this whole situation, and you've seen 2 people die. So let's give me a 1d6.
Five.
Okay, give me a what is it? An intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Let's see if you know what's going on.
That'd be a extreme 10 out of
extreme pass.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, roll a 1d8. Game's just started.
4.
What'd you
All
get?
right, Tom, what is number 4?
Amnesia for 1d10 rounds.
We keep getting that one.
And you forget the last 1 to 6 hours.
Okay, we'll get you. That's rolled. So you just completely blank. You have a bit of a blackout moment, and you forget the next or the last. Roll a 1d10 real quickly. See how long you.
I got 2.
Say for
Cool,
2
so
rounds.
2 hours. Oh, sorry, 2 rounds, and you've forgotten the last
1d6.
1d6 hours. Let's.
5.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, the plus with that is you're the only one who saw Rose.
You don't remember anything since we've left?
Pretty much, you jumped from probably getting in the car back at Bangor to now sitting in the lobby of the hunting lodge. Now,
Blocking
Miles.
it all out of your mind.
Miles and Tom, Neville. Miles and Neville. You guys went to inspect Rose's body. She's dead. You guys get there. She's got a broken neck. From the, which you'd assume is obviously from the fall. But as far as you guys can tell, there's no other sort of forms of, anything.
This isn't pretty. Doctor.
I don't understand why all of these people are just dropping dead all of a sudden.
What the hell is going on here?
Did anyone see her fall from up there, or did anyone catch a glimpse?
Well, no, I just heard a thud. Miss Rossi.
I was at the table with the rest of you gents. Where did Burgess run off to? Mumbling his head off there.
Yeah, I heard him saying, talking to himself about voices and something's they're coming and something has to be done.
Well, but between you and me there, I've always had a bit of a funny feeling about him. He's a bit of an odd one. He's been here for a few days now, but keeps to himself, a bit of a weirdo.
Did he come after you arrived, or was he here already?
No, he was here. He was here before I got here. Yes.
Okay.
Miss Roth, are you okay? You look disoriented.
Weren't we just in a truck?
You don't recall what's happened here?
No. No.
Why don't you come and sit down on the couch?
No, sit down, child. Have a wee whip of a wee nip of this.
It's just stress.
Of this medicinal brandy.
Okay. I swear, like, I just remember sitting right next to you, grandfather, and I remember sitting right next to Joe.
You've had a nasty shock.
But what happened?
You could be in shock. Here, put this blanket around you. Keep yourself warm.
We'll go over that later. Just sit here and calm down. Your memory should be back in a few moments.
Zane.
Yes.
Looking up at the balcony from which Rose fell. Is it intact?
It looks to be, yeah. There doesn't see, like, from where you are looking up at it, it just, the banister's not broken or anything.
So she fell over rather than through.
Or she got up on the banister and jumped.
I haven't seen Mr. Stanton in a few minutes. Maybe he said he was ill. Maybe he's been poisoned as well. We better check on him.
You best go and check on him.
I'll go upstairs.
I'll attend to Jasmine.
Okay, so Neville, you're going upstairs?
Yeah.
I'll go as well. Do we know the room that the other gentleman?
Yeah. Aaron, what number room did I give you in the end? I believe it was room 7 from memory.
3. Do we know the room of Burgess, the gentleman with the beard and glasses? Who?
No, you wouldn't know which room.
All right.
In, but you can ask.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Wentworth, before we head up to check on Aaron,
Yes.
Do you know the room of Burgess? We can go check on him too. He seemed quite disturbed.
Yes. Well, he's in room number 5.
All right, we'll swing by after we check in with Aaron.
Right. Yes.
Mr. Stanton, are you all right?
You guys hear some shuffling from behind the door, and the door opens, and you see Aaron, and he's wrapped up in a dressing gown, and he does look quite like pale, just looks a little under the weather.
How are you feeling?
That's the last that food that I had earlier. It was good going in, but
maybe just turn up a little bit of heat on the steak next time, Aaron.
Yeah, it was the last time I eat from that place.
I'm afraid we just had two people downstairs pass away.
Really?
And we were just hoping that you weren't poisoned or anything, or it wasn't the food.
Just a bit of food poisoning.
I suggest if you can get rid of it. If there's something.
Well, I've been getting rid of it, but on the other end.
Well, maybe lovely.
Well, you asked.
Well, take it easy. We'll keep you informed.
But who said 2 people died? What happened?
The gangster fella downstairs.
There's a gangster here?
And his daughter.
There's a gangster? And
well,
what kind of place are we at now? It's supposed to be a hunting lodge, not some cheap gangster hideout. It's not like my jazz club back at home. We had a few of those type of people there.
Well, it's a secluded.
Somebody got shot.
No, nobody got shot. It looks like poisoning, but we're not sure yet. Doctor's doing an exam.
You sure it wasn't the food?
Well, that's why we're worried about you.
Did you guys eat anything here?
Yeah, I ate some food, but I feel fine.
Okay.
Miles, are you going to check the Mr. Burgess?
Yes. Yeah. He's room 5. He's just down here.
Let me get a little cleaned up. I'll try to head down there and help you fellas out too.
Well, if you're feeling okay, yeah, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now if I have to run straight up here to the bathroom, don't mind me. I'll probably be back and forth to that toilet. So, but I'll try to lend a hand where I can. Jesus.
Keepa, being the suspicious man that I am, and everything, can I do like a spot hidden or a psychology roll to see how I feel about Mr. Stanton?
Sure.
Like if you're in bed with all those bed clothes, why do you have those big heavy boots on your feet?
And those gloves.
I got a 59. What is that? I passed it by 1 point.
Was that a psychology or
Oh, that was spot hidden.
Okay. So I actually had Miles do a spot hidden as well.
Yeah, and
He did it in chat and he passed. So you guys, Aaron closes the door and you guys are kind of walking towards Arthur Burgess's room, and you both sort of stop each other and you look at each other and go, "Did Aaron always have green eyes?"
Did Aaron always have green eyes?
Well, I'm not really used to staring into the eyes of a person that I meet, but why?
Yeah.
You don't.
Are we?
The reason you noticed because they were very striking, so that's why you're surprised that.
They're very striking now.
Yeah, like they're one of the first things you noticed when you opened the door. You were like, "Huh," and so you're surprised that you hadn't noticed if he had green eyes in the past.
Now,
because they did stand out.
Miles, is there any kind of a drug that you know of that would change the color of somebody's eyes?
Not that I know of. I know there's some drops some of the ophthalmologists put in one's eye that changes the color a little bit, but that's usually to yellow, not to green.
Yeah, no, it dilates the pupil.
Yeah.
I have to ask the doctor that. Something odd going on here.
Are you going to go down, or do you want to come with me quick just to check?
I'll come with you.
Cool. So while you guys are walking over to Arthur Burgess' room, I'm quickly going to have jump back downstairs to Dr. Richard and Jasmine. You guys are in the living room, and they've Dr. Quentin Wentworth has brought over some warm tea for you, Jasmine. Here, just drink that, young lady. It'll help ease the nerves.
Who are you?
Dr. Quentin Wentworth. Pleasure. Yes. Can I do anything else for you, Dr. Richard? Could I help assist in any way?
Well, I think, just if you step over here just a second.
Yes.
And I'll just sort of move out of earshot because I don't want to alarm Jasmine any further because it looks like she's had quite an upset. But would you mind helping me just having a wee look at the young girl?
Yes. Of course, no problem at all there.
Now, I'd like to make a medicine roll.
Okay.
And I know that she's fallen off the balcony.
Yeah.
And broken her neck.
Mm-hmm. That was the two detectives kind of ascertained. You'd probably be able to have a more proficient look.
Well, I'd like to just give her a quick examination, and in particular, the two things that I'd like to pay attention to are whether there is anything under her fingernails, and having examined her father.
Yeah.
Was there physical evidence of a poisoning?
Give me a medical roll for the father for that question, and then we'll go from there.
That is 37 out of 70. So that's just a standard pass.
Okay, so in your time as a doctor, and you would deduce from the way he was acting, and so forth, that because he did throw up as like before he was dying, and because of the pinprick in the neck, that would be your best guess. You think he has been poisoned. That was what you believed from Tony's situation. If you want to do another roll for, so is that what you're looking for with you're looking under the fingernails and whether
I'm looking under the fingernails to see if there's any indication of a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And by the same token, also, I mean, if there's any sort of torn clothes, things like that, anything that might indicate a struggle. But primarily just examining under her fingernails to see if there's any.
Okay, well, that's probably going to be a spot hidden. So give me a spot hidden.
Hidden for that. That's a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got my microscope with me, clearly.
So you've pulled Dr. Quentin Wentworth, and you're having a look over Rose's body. And as you say, you're looking under the fingernails and around the hand. And she was wearing like a white cardigan type thing. And there seems to be some strange smudges on the cardigan, and there is looks like something is on the fingernails. It's not skin or anything like that, but you'd almost take a guess that it would be makeup.
That's unusual because women are usually very fastidious. About things like that. Medicine-wise, if I might make a medicine roll for examining her. I'm assuming that, I mean, obviously in real life I'm not a doctor, but I'm assuming that if someone's been poisoned, there will be symptoms like fixed and dilated pupils.
Correct.
There will be discoloration of some sort. There's some abnormality that will point to that. So that I'm looking for something like that.
Okay, well, do me a medical check.
The smell of almonds.
33 out of 70. That's I believe that's a hard. Yeah, that's a hard.
Cool. So yeah, you don't see any signs of poisoning on Rose, but you do see the signs of poisoning on Tony.
Right.
But it definitely looks like Rose has died from the broken neck, though from your check, you're not really sure if that was caused by the fall. The break doesn't seem to correlate with a fall. Kind of seems a bit too clean, probably more of a situation.
So it looks like she potentially could have been killed and then chucked over the balcony.
Yeah, that would be your guess. And are you discussing this with Quentin as you're looking?
Yes.
Okay, so he's
quietly. I don't want Jasmine to overhear this because she's already quite shaken up. And
by Jove, my old boy, I'd say you're right.
Your grandfather, what's up with that woman over there? Why is she laying down?
I'm afraid she's had a terrible accident, dear.
Yes, quite terrible accident.
Like she fell?
Yes,
Aye.
yes.
She dead?
I'm afraid so, aye.
No, nothing for you to worry about there, though, young lady. It's fine here. Me and your grandfather have got it all under control.
Tell me though, Doctor, what do you make of these marks on her cardigan?
It looks like some sort of clay or something. Now, as you're kind of going through the thing, you also find there's something in the inside pocket of her cardigan, and you pull that out, and it's a black rose.
Well, now there's a thing. Quite a strange thing to see at any time, a black rose, but
Give me a knowledge
it.
roll.
I've no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I rolled an 86.
No problem.
I am not a botanist.
Give me Jasmine and Dr. Richard. Give me spot hiddens, please.
I got a 3.
You got a 3? Okay.
Yep. Out of... I mean, it's an extreme, so yeah.
I failed.
Out of 30.
Okay, so Jasmine, from where you're sitting on the couch, you can see through to the room where I guess a lot of the washing of the linen and stuff is done. So there's a few things sort of hung up and about. And you can see a bed sheet that's been hung up, and it's covered in black stains. So I'm going to leave you guys with that real quick and jump back up to Neville and Miles. So while that's going on downstairs, you guys have made it across to, I believe it was room... Which room was it? Room 5?
Yeah.
Which was just kind of across the way.
Burgess.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's Miles. It's no need to fear.
They're coming. They're coming. You're working with them. You're working with them. I can't... Go away. Go away.
Are you okay? Can we get you anything?
I'm fine. I'm fine in here. I'm safe. They can't get to me in here. They cannot
Who
get...
is it that you're afraid of?
The spirits. The spirits.
The spirits.
Yes.
You're a believer in the supernatural.
Oh yes. Yes. We should all be believers in the supernatural.
Well, you do know that spirits can walk through walls and doors, so I don't see why you're safe in there. Wouldn't you be safer out here with us?
I have made precautions.
I see. And I look over at Miles and I go, spiritual. Let's get downstairs and see what we can figure out with this.
Yeah.
Can you guys give me spot hiddens, both of you?
48. It's a regular pass.
70.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of walking towards the stairs and coming around, Miles, you happen to glance out the window as you're going past. And like I said, there's a pretty bad blizzard going on out there. You can't really see much. But it kind of, the blizzard sort of parts enough that you see another building not that far from the lodge, just like out the back. It's a decent size. You see another building.
Hey, that's funny, Nev. I didn't know that there's another building out here. I thought it was just this hunting lodge.
What do you see? Show me.
Here, look. Just wait for the flurries to pass. Right in there.
Oh, is it a garage or a barn or a...
It looked like a significant sized building.
Oh.
So you guys,
didn't seem to see.
Since you're studying it a bit better and things, you guys kind of look out and, the wind kind of parts enough and you'd almost say, you'd guess it'd be like a guest house. Or something. Yeah.
Guest cabin, maybe, in nicer weather.
Interesting, Nev.
Well, it's a hunting lodge,
What do you think the chances of maybe Marilyn being in there?
Well,
I'm saying this hushed.
Certainly it's possible. It's also possible that Marilyn's not even here.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on. 2 dead now. The guy in number 5 freaking out.
Well, it's a bunch of strange characters. Let's tackle one thing at a time, but it's good that you saw that. Maybe we'll, if the weather, lax up a little bit, we can take a look out there and see what we find. It might just be it might be the place where the Indian folks live. I don't know. Let's get downstairs.
All right.
Mr. Burgess, if you need anything, please give us a call.
And there's no reply. You guys go downstairs, and as they come downstairs, that's when Jasmine, you've seen the sheets.
Hey, grandfather.
Aye.
Those sheets in that dining room. That particular one looks pretty like black stains all over it.
Aye, it does. It's not too well washed, is it?
I hope they don't put that. Wait, where are we again?
We're in the hunting lodge, dear. We've come here looking for your Aunt Madeline.
I remember him being in a truck, but I thought we were still in the truck. I don't know. This is confusing. Ugh.
I
So-
think you must have nodded off or something.
Neville and Miles, as you guys come down the stairs, you see that Dr. Richard is holding a black rose.
Do we recognize that, don't we? It's like a mob symbol.
Yeah, it is the calling card of the
It's the
Reaper.
Reaper.
Richard, Dr. Richard, where did you find that, Jasmine?
It was inside the young lady's cardigan.
Miles. And I sort of lean over to Miles and I say, we have no idea who it is. Be careful. Don't say anything.
That's really interesting.
Aye, but there's more of interest here. Look, and I'll show them what I've found. I say, look here. First of all, these unusual dark stains here in the cardigan, which Jasmine just saw a sheet out there with the same stains on. My accent's going all over the place now.
It's stress.
I've travelled a lot. But under her fingernails, you'll also notice, I don't know what this is, whether it's, looks like it might be makeup or something.
Let's see.
Just curious.
I get a little bit of it and feel the texture. And does it feel like foundational makeup or?
Yeah.
It's like a lady's makeup.
Now, here's the strange thing, though. If you look at the way she's fallen, and the way in which her neck's broken, they don't match up.
What do you mean they don't match up?
If she'd fallen, you'd expect a break. But if you look at the way her neck's broken, that's more of a twist.
Yes, he's quite right.
Hmm.
It looks like her neck's been broken and then
It's too clean a break.
balcony.
This is side by side. It looks. We need to get a list.
I would like to try a little experiment. I'm going to get.
Any luck with Burgess up there?
No, he's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little bit of that makeup, and I'm going to smear it on her cheek to see if it's the same color that she's wearing.
Give me a luck roll.
13.
No, it's not. It's a lot darker.
It's not the same color.
Is there somebody else that might just kind of thinking of the people we've seen in the lodge that it might match with?
Well, wait, there's no
Pardon?
other females here except for Hewitt.
Well, that we're aware of. I don't think we have a list of all who's staying at the lodge, which we have to get. There's 2 murders side by side. We need to start going down the list of who was where, when, why.
Pretty much almost as you say that, the back door that's over nearby where the table was opens and someone enters with a big coat with fur kind of over the top, and they pull the fur back, and it's a woman. She's quite dark skinned, and she looks up and sees you and goes, "Who are you? What's happened? Where's Stuart?"
Stuart's here?
Pardon me, but who are you?
I live here. I'm Avery Phillips.
Miss Phillips, please come inside. Where were you just recently? A few moments ago?
Well, I'm in the guest house.
Well, please come inside.
What is going on? Who are you people? Stuart! Give me spot hiddens, guys.
Yeah.
18. Avery Phillips, you said?
20.
Avery Phillips.
25.
Miss Phillips doesn't look very healthy. How did you do, Doctor? On your roll?
That was a standard pass.
Okay. As a doctor, and actually probably, Miles and Neville, you've seen this kind of look before. It's usually something you associate with people who are severe drug takers.
Please, Miss Phillips, would you join us? I'm afraid there has been a murder.
What? What? No. Is it Stuart? Stuart!
No. Stuart's fine. And I go over to him and I say, there's nothing to worry about. You were obviously not here at the time. I'm going to check out her fucking makeup. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a similar color. Without putting it directly like on her, but from what you sort of look,
you got something on your face.
Are you gonna do that?
Maybe.
Is she fully clothed, like gloves and everything? The only skin showing is just in her face.
Yes,
I guess
correct.
the question is, when I look at her, is she wearing makeup?
Maybe a little, but like I said, predominantly she just looks quite ill. Very bloodshot eyes, and
Is
I'm
Stuart
going
here?
to keep an eye on my medical bag.
So Stuart has come in. And he goes, I'm so sorry. I heard someone calling. Avery, are you all right? Sorry, I completely forgot that you were out in the guest house. I'm so sorry, gentlemen. This is Avery Phillips. She's the resident nurse here.
Nurse.
Yes.
I suppose you do have accidents every once in a while. This is a hunting lodge, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, it's all right, Avery. We seem to have had a slight issue with some people have passed away. Rose and her father.
Stuart, do you are there many other people staying at the lodge right now, or are we talking like maybe just a dozen people or more? Or?
Oh no, just let me see. There's
Is this
myself,
everyone?
Myself, Arkchak Hurrit, obviously, and Avery, we're the staff. Then we have Dr. Wentworth, Arthur Burgess, and now you folks. Oh, and obviously the father and the daughter who passed away.
Is there any ways upstairs from the outside of the building?
No, I'm afraid not. Unless someone's brave enough to take on the piping.
Oh, well. I look over at Miles and I say, so it's not likely that somebody could go from upstairs to outside, come in.
Aaron, have you come down now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron's
yeah.
Cool.
I'm afraid since there's been a murder and we're investigators, we're going to have you all sit here. We're going to have to ask some questions.
Right.
Hang on. So, okay, I come down and I'm looking around and seeing all these other things. But one of the things that was brought up earlier is that sheet with the black marks on it, or black stains.
Yeah.
If I noticed it, are those stains familiar? Are they like the same sort of stains we seen at the Sutton's place?
You'd probably gonna have to go and have a closer inspection to ascertain, but
I mean, does it? I mean, from where I'm standing, it kind of
guess,
looks familiar.
Yeah.
So I'll tap either Neville or Miles, and I'll say, "Doesn't that look a little familiar?" Remember?
I'll say you tap Miles because Neville's pretty occupied.
Okay, so yeah,
sorting
I'll
out
tap
people.
him.
Yeah.
I'll tap him. I'll say, doesn't that seem kind of familiar to you? Remember seeing something like that at the Sutton's place in the bedroom?
That's right.
Now, I haven't gotten too close to it, but I guess if we walk close to it, didn't the stains at the Sutton's place didn't have a certain smell to it?
They sure did. Is this having a similar? Is this triggering any memories here?
Are you guys going to go into
Yeah.
the room to go smell
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to check it out.
Okay, so you guys go in into the room. You sort of slip away from the. Neville seems to be getting people's attention in the main room. And yeah, you go in and you look at the sheet, and yeah, you are getting that same pungent smell that you got from back at the Sutton home.
So this definitely connects it to what happened at the Sutton's place.
Yeah.
So either Marilyn is here, or we'll have to investigate. But
I've noticed not far from here, it looks like there's a cabin separate from this hunting lodge.
Yeah, the guest house.
Yeah, guest house.
Apparently where Mrs. Avery Phillips lives. I need, once again, I need to do an experiment. But I need the ladies here. I promise you're not going to be harmed in any way. I pull out my business card, which is white on the back. And what I want to do is get a little bit of it rubbed on the lady's skin, including Hewrit, and in different spots, and then do the same thing with the dead body and see if there's any matches. Now that it's on white, it's really obvious to see the differences in color.
Yeah. So you're taking the makeup that seems to be off Rose, like
Right.
on the thing,
I
and you're
want to see
matching
if it matches anything. Yeah.
to Hewrit, Avery, and that's it.
Correct. Yeah. Those are the only women here, right? Yeah.
Does it look like that darker color might match any of the gentlemen's skin tones?
What are you talking about? Men don't wear makeup.
Possibly a Chuck, but that's just because he's the same color he's the same skin tone as Hewrit.
Just trying to not rule out everything without contemplating it first.
But it seems to be you're kind of going along, and they're sitting there, and it's a similar color to Avery. It could be.
But it's not the same color?
It could be if she wasn't kind of looking so pale because of her illness.
Oh, well, like I say, her paleness wouldn't make any difference. It's the color of the makeup.
Right. Give me a I don't know. Just give it a spot hidden.
Okay, I got a 52.
I'm like,
I passed.
what's a roll for makeup color? It's not the same color.
Okay. All right. So I just sort of look over at Miles and show him the card.
How many? We should do a periphery check of the building to see how many entrances there are. This is we need a head count and access points.
It's at that moment that you all hear a howl and a window smash.
What was that?
And screams,
God.
blood-curdling screams.
Mr. Burgess, you better run up.
Yeah, I run right upstairs.
So everyone obviously does this, they kind of all rush to the stairs, and everyone goes up, and Miles, you get to Burgess's door, and you can hear there's definitely a struggle going on the other side.
I try to for the door immediately.
The door's locked.
Kick
Okay,
the fucking door in.
Yeah, I'm big, strong. I'm barreling that door down.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
52, but my strength is 70.
Awesome. So yeah, you shoulder barge that door, bust the door open, just as you see a Wendigo has Arthur Burgess in its clutches and is pulling him out the window. He just is screaming
Dear
and just
God.
reaching for you as he pulls the Arthur Burgess out of sight. You run to the window and you can see the Wendigo dragging Arthur off into the woods.
Neville,
I'm gonna run into my room and grab my the rifle that I just purchased.
Sure.
one of those things that we ran into chasing us out of the train and beyond, it was just here. It just grabbed Burgess and dashed out the window with him.
Good God in heaven.
Sand rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Avery, Judith, all of them are freaking out. Jasmine, actually, give me a language check to see if you can understand what Judith is screaming.
I got a 16 over 30.
Okay, sweet. So who passed the sand?
Oh, everybody.
Cool. Just take one. Aaron. Yeah. If you failed, just do a 1d3 on the sand.
Do I got to do a roll for sanity? 'Cause I wasn't right by there or anything, but
No, you probably just stayed down. You were listening to Judith scream.
I got it.
What did you do, Aaron?
Still under the influence of your last one, then you don't.
Oh, okay.
We got to go.
You said if we pass, we just take one.
Yeah, correct.
We got to go after him. It's dragging him into the woods. He's not going to stand a chance.
But Jasmine, Judith is screaming, and you're making out little bits because Chuck is trying to calm her down. But the gist of it you're getting is he's brought the devil to this house. Ever since he brought her here, he has brought the devil to this house.
As the creature heads off in this time, as quickly as I can gain my senses, I run downstairs out the front door and stand shouting in the direction that it dragged off and yell, Burgess, can you hear me?
You can still hear him screaming, and he's left the trail of blood in the snow.
All right.
It's still a blizzard though going on right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
God.
It's eased off a little bit, but it's still,
If we don't go after him, he's not going to stand a chance.
All right. I don't know that we would stand a chance out in this blizzard.
Well, if we hurry, we don't have to go too far. It can't be taking him too far, because Burgess was a big guy.
Let's go.
All right, shotgun ready, unlatched.
And before Neville and Miles are going to leave, I'm going to run up to them and hold them aside and said, hey, that woman over there started jamming off some crazy, and I understood her, what she said. She was speaking Pontiac, and she had said something about he had brought the devil to this house ever since she came. I don't know exactly what she's saying, but it was that woman over there with the boy. I don't know their names, but
ordinarily I'd say that sounds like nonsense, but from what I just saw, I think that's not far from the truth.
Let's go. We'll
be
it
back.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miles and Neville, you've run off into the snow. I'll come back to you guys in just a bit. What is Jasmine, Dr. Richard, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go. I'm still kind of out of it. I'm just gonna just stay next to my grandfather, because that's I don't know any of these people. Only person I recognize is Stuart, and I'm wondering why we're even on speaking terms with that dude. I'm just
Stuart seems to be trying to calm the women down and calm everyone down and sort of get things under control. Cool. So, Aaron, what are you
Yes.
doing?
So, I went and I grabbed my rifle. The question is, from where I'm at in my room, would I have a clear shot at the Wendigo as it's going off into the woods?
No, probably not.
All right. Well,
It'll happen very quick.
Okay. Well, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my box of rounds. I'm gonna head downstairs, and I'm gonna basically try to tell everybody to, if you don't have a weapon, get down or go, huddle somewhere in the middle of the room.
Mhm.
And I'll tell the rest of the guys who are listening to set up like defensive stations around the entrances and windows or whatever, just in case this thing comes back, and get a weapon ready. Have a round chambered and everything like that. So basically, I'm holding my action until this thing comes out.
Sure. Okay, cool. So let's jump out to our intrepid travelers out in the woods. So it's pretty cold. You seem to be able to follow the tracks pretty clearly, as I say.
Well, as we're going, as we're going, because we have to wade through the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least up to your knees.
I'm like, oh. We probably have to kind of yell to each other, even though we're right next to each other.
Yeah, we shouldn't go out too far, but because we'll get lost and this will overcome us, but we've got to at least try, at least 100 yards out.
All right, well, now that we're out here all by ourselves, and I look back to make sure nobody's following us, I'm like, here we go. We got the process of elimination. Dr. Sinclair is much too old. Jasmine is much too young. The other doctor, he's way too fat. The two Indians live here. Avery lives here. I don't see how anybody can be the Reaper, except maybe for Aaron.
Well,
Or you. It could be you. But I don't think it's you.
One of us. Nah, I don't know. I'm suspicious of Aaron, but any one of them could have done it. Dr. Richard may be old, but he's very knowledgeable. I mean, wouldn't take much.
Yeah, but is he? We've seen the sign that it's the Reaper.
Yeah, but we came downstairs and he had the black rose. We don't know how he got that. Maybe he planted it. I'm not saying, I don't think it's him. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm not so certain that it's Aaron.
Then I'd say our most likely suspect is Aaron.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Unless Mr. Unless our host, whose name is Stuart, because he travels back and forth between here and Arkham. Maybe he's the killer. But why kill these people now? I mean, they were already here. He could have picked them off a long time ago.
The sequencing of death doesn't make a lot of sense. First with Joseph, where it all started. Then Dr. Herod. That didn't fully add up. Now these two not two mobsters, the mobster and his daughter.
But it started when we arrived.
Yeah.
Okay, can you both give me luck rolls?
Ooh, 19.
97.
Oh, God.
Okay, as you guys are having this conversation, you guys are kind of yelling over each other. You're not really paying attention to your surroundings that well. So, Miles, as you're watching Neville, all of a sudden, he gets tackled to the ground, and there's a window hitting right on top of his chest, and he's about to clomp down his jaws. So, all of us do dex rolls, and we're going to see who's going to make the first.
It's on me?
Move.
Oh no. Oh, my dex is not very dexterous.
I got a 41.
Yeah, I failed by 19.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the creature got a 12.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to roll. He is going to come down with his jaws.
This is not fun. Die.
I'm assuming you're going to attempt to dodge, Neville?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can try and maybe squint. I don't know, try.
Nope, I failed.
Oh, crap.
I got
Gonna
a
have to
50.
drag your body back 100 yards.
He got an 0-2. Let me just get
Come on. Jugular.
Okay, bite. Okay, that is a 1d4 plus 2. That's 6 hit points.
Ooh.
So he takes a chunk out of your shoulder.
I've only got 3 hit points left.
Miles,
It's a what is it called?
a Wendigo,
It's a what kind of a wound? A major wound.
major wound. Yeah,
So
so you're bleeding out for sure. So if you don't get like serious medical attention soon,
try to
it's
stick him in the eyes.
Miles. What are you gonna do?
Okay, if I have presence of mind, if I'm not being affected by a sanity roll first from seeing this, then I'm going to take the shotgun, just shove it into the thing, and unload both barrels.
Okay. I'll let you do that. Give me
We were relatively close, so I'd be
Yeah.
close, like maybe one
totally.
step and right into him.
Okay, give me so we're gonna get you to do 2 rolls for me. One, I'm just
Okay.
gonna roll just straight up damage for point blank range of a shotgun, which that'll be a bunch of d6s.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also gonna get you to roll a spot hidden for me as well.
Okay, so first D6s.
Yeah,
Okay, point blank. It's oh wow, that's 4d6.
yeah. I mean, if you don't kill it, there's something seriously wrong with you.
Hey, how I've been rolling last game. Oh, there we go. 5, 9, 10, 14. That's
Oh yeah.
respectable.
Let me just double check.
What kind of gun was
Pretty
that?
A shotgun. It's a double barrel.
All right. Any collateral damage?
Oh, I shoved it into the thing. I'm not standing back and spraying the two of you. I shoved it into it and pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Well, we're that close.
Now give me a spot hidden, Miles.
Spot hidden. Oh, 14.
Okay.
That's a real good success. Whatever.
Hard success.
Thank you. Hard success.
Cool. So you put the thing in, you pulled the trigger, just out of the corner of your eye, you saw another Wendigo coming for you.
Oh, geez. Does that spot hidden give me a bonus on dodge, or?
I'm gonna give you. You've seen it coming in enough time to dodge, because you were doing that. It was either going to get you, or I'm giving you time to dodge. So I'll let you do a dodge roll.
Okay. Dodge roll, no bonus. Oh, 2.
Oh, okay. Yep. You managed to sort of roll and get out of the way as it kind of comes down. Right. So now we're going to do dex rolls for Neville, Miles, and this new creature to see who's quicker.
93.
57.
28.
Miles.
Okay.
I've been in love with you for the last 35 years.
It's gonna smell the blood coming from Neville and know that he's a sitting duck. So,
Well, I'm a laying duck.
yeah, unfortunately, he is gonna go for you, Neville.
I'm gonna try to punch him in the face when he comes at me.
Okay, so roll me roll me a dodge. I'm not gonna get, because you're pretty weak. So you're gonna have a what do you call it?
75.
So, yeah, the creature sort of lands, looks up at you, Miles, and then looks back at Neville, and then it just reaches arms back and slashes and decapitates Neville's head from
Oh, shit. Oh, God. So,
Miles, please give me a send check.
oh, shit. Oh, no. 78. Oh, that's double what I have. I've got 30. Yeah, I really fail.
Okay, give me. That's pretty horrific to see your partner
Yeah.
decapitated. So give me a 1d6.
1d6. 4. Oh, +1. That knocks me into bad land.
Oh shit!
So that's 5.
Okay, so give me a intelligence roll. Jesus.
Right.
Had I known.
I think I kind of know what happened. Neville's head is over there. Oh.
Had I known, I should have had a green piece of cloth I could throw over my...
Just like
94. Apparently, I don't know what happened.
okay,
Right.
so that's good. That's good. So yeah, you've just sort of, but you've still got this Wendigo to deal with. So now he's done his action though. Like so, he swiped at Neville, and you were a bit shocked, but you didn't lose it completely. So what do you want to? Do you want to lay another round into this guy?
I want to, but unfortunately, it's a double-barreled, and I fired both barrels. So I got to spend my action backstepping and loading.
You do have your hunting. You do have your knife. I believe I gave you a hunting knife.
I do. Yeah, I do have the hunting knife. Oh yeah. This is the time. This is the time to pull it out.
Jesus. Okay.
I lunge at it.
Cool.
No.
All right. I'm going to give you a bonus dice on that just for the badassness that you actually have a knife ready to go.
He's
Okay.
very gladius.
Okay. Cool. So how'd you do?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, crud. Okay, is that okay? 54 out of it's a brawl, right?
Yes.
Brawl. That would be under B. I'm terribly sorry.
That's all right. No problem.
Firearms. Good. Okay, it is under brawl, right? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Fighting brawl. I'm so sorry. Oh, wow, I did it. Wow, I'm a good fighter. Yeah, nail that guy. I got a 70 brawl. Boom. Sorry for the stall there. Building.
No worries.
Ah.
And I gave you a bonus. So what number did you get?
Oh yeah. Okay. So 54 and then 34.
Oh yeah. So he got a 40. So good thing I gave you that bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of just lose it, and you bury your hunting knife right into the thing, like under the jaw, right into the thing's skull. The blade comes up the top, and it just sort of. And you're looking into the face of the Wendigo, and you can see, you can still see the remnants of the human it used to be.
Oh God.
Which just rocks you to the, like, this whole thing is just completely rocks you to the core. Everyone back at the house, you guys have heard the screams and the yells going on, and you've heard the gunshots. Yeah.
Oh my God. I go, well, yeah, there's no mistaking Neville's death. He's decapitated.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So after hearing the gunshots, I'm gonna run out, and they were making their way towards the other guest house, right?
No, they were making their way out kind of to the side of the thing, but the tracks that were left have now been covered over because of the blizzard, so you can't be 100% sure in which direction they went.
I'm going to go towards the guest house because I would think that that's where they were headed.
No problem. So you head over to the guest house, and you get there, and it's a similar sized building to the main hall. Obviously not quite as big, but it's the same sort of kind of setup, same shape. You go up the balcony, and there's a door, and the door is locked. There's a big padlock on the door.
All right, I'm gonna try to pick the lock then. First, I'll knock.
Okay. There's no answer.
All right, I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Cool.
No, I didn't. I got a 93 out of what's my luck skill? it ain't a 90, so yeah.
Right.
So I fail, but it's a 93.
Cool.
It's not a critical fail, but it's close.
Give me a spot hidden.
This is one of my worst skills. I did not make that either.
Okay.
63 out of 30.
Cool. What would you like to do then?
Is there a window next to the door?
There's one next to the door.
I'll smash in the window.
Okay, no problem. So you smash in the window, and then I'm assuming you're going to crawl in.
Yeah.
Cool. So you crawl in. Give me a dex roll, just to make sure you don't gash yourself
Jack.
up. Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard. So.
Cool. So yeah, you kind of slip in, and you're in a bathroom. The first thing you notice is you're hit with that stink, the same like sour smell. Yeah, exact same smell. Yeah.
Is it dark in here?
There's a light coming in from the window, but there's no light on, so it's like a murky kind of light.
I'll switch. You said it was a bathroom, so I'll switch on the bathroom light. And have a look around in the bathroom.
Cool. So you notice that around the sink there is a lot of kit for drug use. So there's like some syringes and something to sort of, what do they call the thing?
The tourniquet, yeah.
Yeah, there's a tourniquet and stuff, and basically you find some drug stuff, and there's a spoon which it looks like it's been melted on the bottom and things like that. And
is there?
has a.
So is this heroin or like?
Yeah,
morphine?
it looks like someone's got a pretty severe heroin habit.
Is there any heroin lying around?
Give me spot hidden.
Nope.
There's no heroin, but there's empty packages that you would guess would have contained heroin.
Because heroin is a good painkiller.
It's at that moment that you hear a low moan coming from the next room.
All right, I'm gonna open the door and have my gun out.
Cool. So you enter the main quarters of the room. There's a very dim light, but there's enough to make out. You can see the place is a mess. There's just clothes strewn everywhere. There's a bed off against the main wall, and in the bed is a severely pregnant woman. There's just black, looks like ink, just covering her body. There's stains everywhere. That's where the moan is coming from. As you walked into the room, you hear a crunch, and you look down, and you can actually see the bones and some of the innards and things of what looks like an animal, like a small animal. And actually looking around the room, you can see that there's a few piles of like kind of what look like dead animal carcasses, like small animals like ferrets and stuff like that.
Okay. I'll walk towards the woman though.
Okay. As you get closer, you notice that you realize she's tied to the bed. She's tied down.
Do I notice or recognize the woman?
Yeah, it's Marilyn. It's Marilyn's son.
Is she conscious?
Kind of. She's moaning pretty, she's just sort of
I'll take out the hunting knife that I purchased earlier. I'll cut her ties.
Okay. So when you do that, she sort of comes to a bit more, and she sort of pulls away from you.
I'm like, shh, don't worry, Marilyn, I'm here. Here to get you out of here and get you back home.
No, it's not safe at home. I have Stuart. He's looking after me. He's helping me.
Is this looking after you, tying you down to a bed?
It's for my own good. I can't control it. I can't control it.
Here, let's get you to the main cabin. And I'll like I said, I'll cut her ties and I'll help her up. She's willing to get up.
She's very weak. So you're having to she's putting an extreme amount of weight on you, and things, and she's
I'll get
still
like
murmuring
I'll get like a coat and something.
She is freezing to the touch, by the way.
Okay,
she's like absolutely freezing to the touch.
Yeah, I'll get like a coat. I'll get her dressed, and I'll get
as you go to put a coat on her, she pushes away and goes, no, it's too hot. It's too hot.
Okay.
And it's at that she throws up, and she hacks up, and it's black. It's the inky black stuff just throws up through her mouth, and she just dribbles all over her front and things. And you look into the black muck, and you can see remnants of animal bones and fur.
And I thought I got food poisoning earlier. All right, let's get
give me a sand check.
Yep.
For witnessing all of this stuff.
Yep. 33 out of 64.
Cool. Yeah, take two. Take two.
Okay.
This is all pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. But I'm gonna still get her out. I mean, if she doesn't want anything to wrap herself in, I'm gonna get her to the main cabin.
It's at that moment that you hear the front, like the door of the cabin, being unlocked.
Good.
And
I'll like wait here for a moment, and I'll get my gun ready.
Cool. So the door opens, and it's the nurse, Avery Phillips, and she sees you, and she sees that Marilyn is out of bed, and she goes to run back.
Not so fast. I can shoot this thing, and you'll be dead. Come in here and explain this.
And she sort of
if you take one step backwards out of that door, I'm gonna fire a round in your leg.
She kind of comes in and she's
now close the door.
And she closes the door.
All right, have a seat over there, and explain all this.
And she sits down, and Marilyn has lied back down on the bed. She's just like sort of perched on the bed. Right. I'm going to leave it at that real quick, and I'm going to jump over to Miles, who is actually Jasmine and Richard. You guys are still waiting in the main room. You heard all the kerfuffle go off, and Aaron has run out into the snow. So you guys assumed obviously to follow off after Neville and Miles. What would you guys like to do?
For God's sake, Joseph, get your rifles, man. We're under attack.
Yes. Chuck, give everyone some weapons. I'll be right back. I just need to go and get something from my office. And he kind of walks off to go to the office. Give me knowledge rolls, Jasmine and Dr. Richard.
97.
Past mine, 64.
I'm having
Jasmine,
a seat
you don't know
moment.
why, but you are drawn for something. Something is telling you to follow Stuart. You're just getting this. There's something telling you that you need to follow Stuart. So he's run off to his office, and you're sort of following behind a little bit. And he goes into his office, and he leaves the door ajar. And you go up to the door, and you look in, and there's a desk, and he's behind the desk. And behind him is a large statue of a Wendigo. And he gets behind the desk and he opens a book and he starts chanting. Just under his breath, he just starts saying words, and he pulls a knife from out under his desk and he cuts his hand and drops blood onto the book.
Do I hear is it kind of knows is he speaking native or is he speaking
Give me just a general knowledge roll.
Okay. I got a 50. Pass.
Cool. So you don't know the language, but for some reason hearing this language is upsetting. It's like it's actually hurting you. Like it's something that you shouldn't be hearing. Like that's the only way you can sort of describe it. Meanwhile, in the main room, Chuck has brought some rifles out for you, Dr. Richard and Wentworth and stuff, and you obviously look around, Dr. Richard, and you notice that Stuart has gone, Jasmine isn't there, Aaron's gone, and Avery has gone.
I think I'm going to go and to check on Jasmine.
Cool, no problem. So, you go off to Jasmine, and you see her kind of cowering in the hallway, and she's
Jasmine,
looking.
are you all right?
It's at that moment that Stuart obviously looks up from when he hears Dr. Richard speak, and he just smiles an evil grin at Jasmine, and then plunges the knife into his chest.
Jesus, man, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
Hey. Miles. So you are, I'm assuming, making your way back to the house.
I'm like, if I have presence of mind, I'll grab Neville's revolver, and I'll be back, Neville. And starts just backtracking right towards the lodge at a sprint.
Okay. So, give me a listen.
Certainly. 22. I think that should work. Listen. 22. Yes, 22 out of 40.
So you've gotten yourself a little spinned around, obviously, while you're out in the snow and the blizzard's going on. So you weren't 100% sure of which direction you were going, but you knew you just had to get back. You hear a thump, and you feel the ground shake. And then you hear another thump, and the ground shakes. And then you feel as if there's something behind you. You look back. Okay. So you look back and the wind parts. And this is what you see.
Dear God!
Roll me a 1d100.
Oh, jeez. 1d100. Okay, that would be this. 81.
You just lost 81 sanity. Miles, meet Ithaca.
Negative, like I'm gone.
So he, as you guys can see, he's as tall as the trees. He's enormous. So he sort of looks down at you, Miles, and you just sort of and you lift Neville's revolver to your temple and pull the trigger. All right. Well, this was. Now let's jump over to Aaron. Aaron, so yeah, you are in the the cabin with Avery and Marilyn. Marilyn, pretty much at this point, as Avery starts, she starts to scream and to convulse.
All right. And this woman isn't talking to me?
Avery's just sort of looking between you, the gun, and Marilyn.
I really, really, really don't have time for all of this. So I put a round into Avery. Is that her name?
Avery, yep, the nurse.
Yeah, I'll put a bullet into her.
Okay. Roll me just a firearm. She's going to try and dodge. Oh,
That's an 18 out of... So that isn't off. Hold on.
cool.
Yeah,
Just roll,
still... Okay.
roll damage.
What does the damage does the rifle do?
What's a standard rifle damage? Does anyone know?
So I picked it up, but I don't think I didn't write it down.
Just a standard rifle?
Yeah.
What, like a 30 gauge or a 45 gauge?
45. That was
45, yeah.
1d8 plus 1d6 plus
God damn.
your plus 3? That's what
Okay.
it's-
All right, so that is for 7 points of damage.
So yeah, that's enough to do, you put her down. She's not kind of get up or anything.
All right, and then I will turn the rifle onto Marilyn, and I'm like, sorry, but yeah, and I'll pull the trigger on her too.
Okay. Yeah, she's so weak and everything that you just kill her. She's dead.
All right.
And then what are you gonna do?
And then I am going to. Actually, I don't feel that rumble yet, do I? Or is this like an in between?
This is in between, yeah.
Okay. I'll try to make my way back to the main cabin.
Okay. As you enter the main cabin, you hear the yells of Jasmine and Richard from obviously what they encountered from Richard. What they encountered from Stuart.
Okay, so I'm going to run in that area to see what's going on.
Cool, no problem. So yeah, you kind of get to them as you see, you look in and you also see Stuart kind of killed over his desk. There's a dagger sticking out of his stomach. There's a book open in front of him.
What the hell just happened here?
He just stabbed himself. I don't know.
He's tried to take his own life.
What? And then, wait a minute. What's that doing there? I point to the statue of the Wendigo.
I don't know. I just followed him. I didn't trust I don't know. I didn't trust in my gut, and he just started rambling off into that book, and then cut himself, and then let the blood drip into the book, and then he heard my grandfather coming around the corner, and then he just turned around and looked at us and smiled and just stabbed himself.
We got to get out of here. We got to find a way to get out of here.
It's at that moment you guys hear the thump. You guys hear the thudding.
I was going to say, where's Miles and Neville?
They went out the door. I believe I told them right before they left. The the woman and son were like talking in Native American tone, and they were talking about like he brought something upon us, and
it's at this moment that the windows. You hear the windows smashing in the main room and the screams of the rest of the room. And you can hear the growls and the howls of the Wendigo.
All right, well,
Jesus.
You know how to shoot? And I have my rifle chambered. Do you know how to shoot, Jasmine?
Yeah, I know how to use
Doctor?
a handgun.
I
Had a little bit of practice rifle.
I'm passable.
Okay, well, let's get out here and try to protect the rest of these people. I mean, we've got 3 deaths not on our hands, but 3 deaths here so far. Jeez. This world's going to hell. All right, let's get out here and try to protect these people as best we can.
From what?
From those Wendigos. You know more about the Wendigos.
Yeah, I don't. That's definitely not no Wendigo I know of. Whatever did that shaking, that sounded like it felt like an earthquake.
Well, all right. Well, let's get out here and at least set
Okay, at
ourselves
that
up.
time you guys just made that discussion, you've walked out and everyone's dead. And the Wendigos, there's about 4 of them, and they're all just standing in the thing, and they've seen you now and jumping at you. So hang on. Okay, 1 of them, 2. Oh. Okay, so 3 of them are pretty slow, but 1 of them is extremely quick. So roll dex, the 3 of you.
I got a 29 out of 80.
I got a 6.
Me. I rolled 98 out of 50.
6 out of 7.
Okay.
I'm not so steady
Jasmine,
on my legs anymore.
Jasmine, you make the first move. You don't have a gun on you. You've got your Derringer, but you didn't have it out. Aaron, you make the next move. Sorry, Jasmine, you're first. Then 1 of the Wendigo, and then the other 3 Wendigo. Aaron, the other 3 Wendigo, and then Richard. So Jasmine, what do you want to do? You can try and run.
I'm gonna go and just pull my Duranger. Yeah. Yeah, it's all I got.
Cool. Yep. So.
But I'm gonna hold my act. Wait, is that an action to go and pull it out? I believe it is.
That'll be an action to
okay.
Prepare. Yeah. So one of the Wendigos is who was in the front? Probably Aaron.
I guess. Sure.
Yeah. Got you with its claws. Did you want to roll dodge, Aaron?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll roll dodge.
Okay.
That is 30 out of.
He got a 23. 40. So.
Well, yeah. So yeah. He's still
okay. So his damage is claws. So that is a 1d8 plus damage. Okay. 8 plus damage bonus. Okay. So he does 7 damage to you, Aaron. And as he comes down with the claws and swipes it across, your wig comes off.
All right.
And a flow of beautiful red hair falls down. And Jasmine and Richard, you all of a sudden realize that Aaron is that beautiful red-headed woman who was at the train station.
Huh?
Well, I never saw that one coming.
Whoa.
The Wendigo is still coming for you though, so
I'm gonna shoot
have time to...
I'm going to shoot it, son of a bitch.
You're gonna shoot
Broke
it?
my disguise, yeah. Broke my disguise, you asshole. All right, that is a 53 out of 60.
Cool. Give me a firearm, get the damage. Sorry.
All right. All right, so that's 5 plus, you said, plus 3, right? So it's the damage plus 3, was it?
I think it was the firearm for rifle was it 1d8 plus
It's
1d8,
1d6 plus
3.
Plus 3. All right, so then that's 8.
Cool. So yeah, you knock it back. Doesn't quite kill it, but you knock it back. You do a pretty decent damage. Now, Dr. Richard, you were handed a rifle because Chuck did come out with rifles and hand them off to everyone. So what do you want to do?
Well, I think I'll have to shoot it.
Okay.
Now, my understanding is I point the thin end at it.
Yeah, that's
and I
correct.
Put this thing. Aye.
Roll me a firearm. And the second Wendigo is coming for
Whoa!
Jasmine.
This is one of those moments where you really need to have a top-down camera on your dice. I've got 23 out of 25.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. So roll the same damage, the damage rifle. So it was 1d8, 1d6 plus 3.
Yep.
And Jasmine, I need you to roll me a dodge.
Yeah.
That's a total of...
I got a 60 out of.
I got
35.
6 damage.
Okay,
quite
so the
dodge.
first
I was just
Wendigo...
waiting then to see if the dog would bark 6 times. 'Cause that would be quite
The
good.
Wendigo that Aaron shot, you finish off, Richard. Jasmine, you're not quick enough to dodge the second Wendigo. So it is going to roll damage. Ooh. Okay. So he does 9 damage to you, Jasmine.
I'm dead.
Okay, so yeah,
it's exact 0.
it
like-
comes in and it clanks right on your chest and just basically rips the front of your chest off, and you just fall out all over the floor. Seeing that, Dr. Richard, is very upsetting. So you kind of go into a bit of a psychotic rage and just start firing around the room. And you're actually a pretty good shot when you're doing that, because you managed to headshot the other 3 Wendigo, getting right between the eyes. And so leaving just you and Aaron just standing there in the lobby with this distant thud getting closer to the house.
I'm gonna drop.
That's a
the
sanity
rifle
check,
and-
by the way. Aaron and Richard.
I'm gonna drop the rifle and cradle my granddaughter in my arms.
I rolled a 38 out of 62. How many do I take anyway?
I got a
Take
pass.
3 sanity off Aaron, because it was pretty horrific what's happened.
And me?
What did you pass?
I passed. Yes.
I think it's probably going to at least be a 5, because you just saw your granddaughter torn to shreds. Yeah.
So do I need to establish another thing, or am I just in the
Yeah.
red mist still?
I think you're in the red mist. You're just still in the kind of...
Oh, in that case, if I'm in the red mist, I wouldn't have put the gun down.
Yeah, no, you've still got that of things. Aaron, what are you going to do?
Let's see. How many of them are still up, or did he knock down all of them?
He knocked down all of the Wendigo.
He said that there's this big rumbling. I'm going to try to run out the back. I'm hearing this thing coming from the front. I'm going to try to run out the back.
Okay, so you run out the back of the house, and do you look back?
No, I'm just out of here. And my
Good.
disguise has been blown.
As you exit the house, you can feel the presence of something behind you.
All right, I'm
Give me a
gonna keep
power
my-
check.
Okay. I think that's another weak point that I had. Oh no, it's I got a 12.
Yeah, so you fight the urge to turn back,
Right.
and you just run off into the woods. Dr. Richard, I think you're too stricken to kind of...
I'm just gonna stand and fire at it, whatever it is. I
all that
can't.
happens is the wind just slowly starts to sort of die down and things, and so the thumping got louder and louder and louder, and then it just sort of pulled away, and it got further and further away, and then as you kind of came out of the red mist and you looked around and saw everything the way it was, and just that's when everything sort of hit you, and just the full emotion of everything just hits, and the insanity of what's just happened. You probably kind of got up and did a bit of looking around. You probably went to the guest room, the guest house, and found Marilyn with the gunshot wound.
I think at that point I'd just break down and start crying.
Yeah.
Probably.
And that is how we're going to end the adventure, guys. Because most of you are dead.
Can I say that I read somewhere? Now, did I get caught out in a snowstorm and die, or did I run back to that town?
Give me a luck roll, Aaron.
Okay.
Or should I say Aaron?
Aaron. Yep.
Aaron?
Let's see. Nope. I've got a 70 out of 50.
Unfortunately, you got all spun around in the snow, and you had to, you died from severe frostbite and pneumonia. Sorry.
Right, cool. No, that's cool.
Now you have to explain.
Yes, explain.
Explain.
I'm
Okay. So, first things first, obviously, to explain. So Joseph Sutton was a banker. He used to do books for the Irish mob. That's why he was so successful. When he committed suicide, the mob didn't believe that was the case. They were like, nah, something's fishy. So they sent a hitman to go and work out what really happened, which happened to be Aaron O'Connor.
I knew it was him. I knew it. I said that last week, didn't I, after the game? I bloody knew it. I told you.
Who was a woman?
I didn't get that bit.
So Aaron turned up at the house, met the real Aaron Stanton, found out all the information that he knew, and as you guys arrived, he cut Aaron's throat. She cut Aaron's throat and assumed his identity.
We never checked his room.
Nope.
Sure didn't.
So when you guys left the house, Aaron called the mob, told them to break into the house, take the money, trash the place, and look like it was a robbery.
And take the body of the real
and
Aaron.
take the real body of Aaron away. So about a year ago, Stuart Sutton got lost out in the wilderness, and he was about to die, and he called out to anyone listening to save him. Luckily for him, someone was listening. It was Ithaca, the Windwalker, a great old one. And Ithaca basically made a deal. He said, I will save you if you serve me. And Stuart agreed. And so Ithaca saved him. And a few months later, Stuart took his wife and children out to Maine and slaughtered them in offering to Ithaca. A few months later, he invited Joseph and Marilyn out to Maine, where Ithaca possessed Stuart's body and raped Marilyn, impregnating her with the seed of Ithaca, which is why it was all the black stains. And basically, she was holding the child of a great old one, so she was going to die either way. Like, she was gone. That was why she was feeling more comfortable out in the snow and things.
So I'm not a monster. I did the right thing by killing her.
Sure.
I still think you're a monster. I think.
Joseph. So what happened was Joseph and Marilyn had their memories wiped, but Joseph had faint memories of what was going on, and through the psychiatrist, so Dr. Harrod's workings and things, he was actually starting to remember what happened, what occurred. So he realized. And so Stuart had to kill him. Stuart had a spell that Ithaca granted him called Cold Warning, and this allowed him to freeze Dr. Harrod the way he did. He was able to kind of travel on like the wind, and then kind of the extreme temperature to freeze Dr. Harrod. So the face that you saw,
the face I saw a while back.
That was Stuart. So that's how he knew of you guys investigating the case and sent the Wendigo to attack you on the train, and things like that. Now, the mask that you found, Neville. So you hid it in the room. You guys left it in the room. If you had that on you, the Wendigo can't go near you, and it gives you a 50% chance of dispelling Ithaca, but you left it in the room.
I passed out when I put it on, so...
Yeah. But so yeah, once you have it and things, if you had it on you at that point, the Wendigo wouldn't have been able to touch you or Miles. It kind of dispels them. It's an ancient kind of it's called a Machibo mask. It's a tribal mask, hand-carved from wood, painted white, depicts a rabbit-like creature. And yeah, it keeps the Wendigo away from you. And it gives you a chance of dispelling of Ithaca. But unfortunately, because of what happened, it wasn't possible. And yeah, so the Wendigo are meant to... normally this kind of happens... Stuart is killing off the people of the house over a few days, but I think it worked a lot better with, especially when Erin. So basically, Erin, she had tried to kill Dominic and Rose in New York, but it had failed, and so Dominic and Rose had gone into hiding. Erin didn't know that Dominic and Rose were going to be at the hunting lodge. But as soon as Erin realized that they were at the hunting lodge, instead of, kind of playing it cool and easy, she killed them straight away. Which is when it was like, cool, people have started dying. I'm going to have to get the Wendigo attacks and everything were going to happen sooner rather than
So
later.
whenever I saw the woman like upstairs that I thought was Rose.
That was Erin.
So
That
the
was Erin.
flash
So-
of red was her hair.
That was her hair. So you guys met Erin, obviously, at Maestro's and on the train station.
And when you met me at Maestro's, I was coming. Remember how Aaron said that he had to go and get like an advance in his money for the trip? Well, that was her preparing for her, for the trip. And so when she bumped into you guys, she bumped into you as Aaron.
I almost figured it out with the makeup thing.
I know.
So the makeup was
I was over here, sniggering a little bit. I was like, they're going to find me out. They're going to find me out.
So just before the game today, I had Aaron roll a dex and a disguise. So the dex was to climb out the window of the room he'd gone into, dressed as Rose, to climb around the outside of the wall to get into his own room and dress up as Aaron. Which he did, except he forgot to put in his contacts, which is why you guys saw him with green eyes.
And I wouldn't have been able to say, "Oh, there's another Rose that went into her room," because I was out of my mind.
that was perfect. That was
not
perfect.
All right, well, let's finish it up. We can continue talking after. Our players included Stuart Lively, Mick Swan, Wayne Worthy, Dakota Davis, and myself, with Zane Fleming as the Keeper of the Secrets. We're currently producing up to 5 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs of our show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good game.